And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and rock cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. Pete Gray out of the studio this morning, but boy, do we have a fun show for you today. We got the team, Frank and Kathy. It's going to be a great show today. We're going to be talking all kinds of fishing, talking Royal Polaris. We're going to be talking all this great tuna fishing that's going on. Frenzarolo, there's so much stuff going on right now. You are going to love it. Going to be a great show. Lots of information. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
The new Shimano Torium HG is here, and you'll be able to experience this fantastic reel now at your local Shimano dealer. The new Torium is up to 30% smaller than the previous generation, but still has the same line capacity. The smaller S compact body design and one-piece die-cast aluminum frame provides more rigidity and lighter weight. Torium now has EI surface treatment and is tested up to 700 times the corrosion resistance of past models. The new Shimano Torium HG is not only better on the outside, the inside is amazing, with a cross-carbon drag providing up to 24 pounds of drag pressure from a Star Drag reel. It has a sealed roller clutch and 6.2 to 1 brass gears. The machined aluminum handle has a larger knob to make it easy to crank in the big fish. The new lightweight aluminum spool gives you better casting and control. Available in 3 sizes, the Torium HG is the next evolution in compact, rigid, and powerful saltwater Star Drag reels. Get it now at your local Shimano dealers. Cedros Tackle has some great news. They are expanding to offer you new adventures to complement their fully outfitted tackle shop right on Cedros Island. Cedros Tackle will now offer kayak fishing and tours. The adventure includes deluxe accommodations in Cedros Tackle's own brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath cottage that provides all the comforts of home, yet gives each guest their own private space to rest after a long day of fishing and fun on Cedros Island. The kayak adventures include the use of fully outfitted Hobie Outback Mirage Drive kayaks, perfect for fishing, spearfishing, snorkeling, and more. Your Cedros Tackle kayak adventure includes transportation to a remote location, either by Ponga or truck. While you are out fishing, the crew will set up a relaxing day camp, including a barbecue lunch. Have the kayak adventure of a lifetime without the work. You just fish and enjoy. Cedros Tackle can even take care of all your equipment. So for your next trip to Cedros Island, try a kayak adventure with Omar, Jeff, and the gang at Cedros Tackle. For more information or to help plan your trip, check the website at cedrostackle.com. The Sport Fishing Association of California is taking a leadership role to broaden the fishing opportunities for Southern California anglers. And Saturday, October 3rd, Pete Gray will be traveling to Ensenada, Mexico with the president of SAC, Captain Ken Frankie, and his staff to host a very important live broadcast from Hotel Corral and Resort in Ensenada. The broadcast will feature some key personnel from Mexico Fisheries and help strengthen the ties with the sport fishing fleet in Southern California and Mexico. They will also discuss the great fishing opportunities available in Ensenada. SAC's mission is to promote tourism through marine recreation and educational activities while protecting ocean resources. By working together with Mexico, we can show our care for the resources both at home and across the border, and our desire to take an active role to help protect the future of our fisheries. So mark your calendar for Saturday, October 3rd, a very special live broadcast from Ensenada, Mexico, with the Sport Fishing Association of California. Check CaliforniaSportFishing.org for more information.
The summer fishing season this year was nothing short of incredible, and everyone I talked to is expecting continued success well into the fall season. Your San Diego County Ford dealers are having a remarkable summer too, with no sign of slowing down. They continue to hook people up with a great selection of models that offer outstanding MPG and advanced technology, like the fun-to-drive Focus and the popular Fusion, available as a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. Ford also has an impressive list of SUVs, like Escape, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition. Well, no matter what you need, Ford has an SUV for you. And for serious fishermen that have boats to haul and gear to move, you can't beat the Ford F-150. It's not only stronger than ever, it's 700 pounds lighter, so it's faster and more efficient. Bottom line, Ford cars and trucks and SUVs are built for San Diego. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Frank, Kathy, sure excited to have you guys in here this morning. Good morning.
It's always great to be on Let's Talk Hookup.
Well,
it's a fun thing to do. We
Well,
get to talk fishing all morning.
This is one of my more favorites because you guys are both very busy between the boats and all the stuff going on, and so we really appreciate getting to sneak you away from your busy schedule for a couple hours to come hang out and BS and talk some fishing with us, because I know it's certainly my favorite. And you know, Pete always likes to talk about it, but boy, it sure is the case. I mean, you're as fresh off the boat as they come. Just came back from, we were so excited at the tackle store hearing about the fishing. I can't imagine the excitement level that it must have been to be on the boat.
It was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it never has happened in my lifetime. And I'm sure it happened 150 years ago, but unfortunately there weren't any boats there. But to see that fishing at San Benito's was just unbelievable. And the first morning we were there was four of us, the Supreme and the Independence, the Royal Star, and myself. And between the four of us that morning, we had over 200 wahoo.
Oh, my God.
And that is never, the most I had ever done at Benito's, and I was there by myself, was 35 wahoo, and that was the last El Nino.
That's unreal.
And the tuna fishing, you know, I pulled away from the anchorage there. It was still pretty dark, but just barely breaking. And I got this beautiful sonar school, and as I looked up, I could see it breezing. And we were in that stop until 9 minutes before I got off the bait tank. And it was just amazing fishing.
And great quality of fish, too.
Great quality of tuna. They weren't the small guys.
Yeah.
They were great quality, up to 35 pounds, a couple bigger. The wahoo, I believe our jackpot was 68.
Oh, my gosh.
And there were several in the 60-pound, a lot of 50-pounders. It was just great fishing. And that fish, you know, very little of it was caught on the troll. I mean, we got, in that tuna stop, we had a dozen wahoo. So you can just imagine what it was like. It was just unbelievable fishing. And I just can't say enough about it. There was skipjack, there was tuna, it was mind-blowing.
And to get...
And I'm not talking about being 2 miles away from the island. We were at the island. I mean, right where we would fish yellowtail.
Wow.
And the wahoo were on the same high spots. I mean, Jeff on the Independence had a morning bite for, I believe it was 8 big white sea bass.
Oh, that is so cool.
And he released several big blacks. Had 20-some yellowtail. That was in the dark. It was just unbelievable fishing. It really was. So what a good time. Our passengers had a great time. And we had with us Robert Peterson as an accurate rep. Okay. And I have nothing but kudos for him. He is the closest thing to a host that matches Jack that I've ever seen. He did a tremendous job, great prizes. People won nice reels, nice rods, the whole bit. It was quite a trip.
Have you ever, I mean, just that seems like such a far northern reach for that wahoo to be like that. It's exciting. I remember, we kind of recalled a little bit. I remember years ago, you know, being in the tackle store, and there was such a buzz, and it was so exciting that there was, you know, a trip for 5 or 10 wahoo caught at Guadalupe, and it was a 5-day trip, and, you know, it was more than just we saw one. But, I mean, that's a fantastic day anywhere in the world, at the Hurricane Bank or at the Buffer. I mean, that's so exciting.
You know, if the Mexican government ever gives us Guadalupe again, if they were to open it up next week, I'll guarantee you there would be another 250 wahoo caught in one day at Guadalupe. I'm willing to. I would give anything to be able to go to that island right now. Oh, I mean, it just got to be sensational on the wahoo.
I would have to guess.
I mean, it just amazing. And the water at Benito's was 75 degrees and just as purple as you could want it. It was just blew my mind. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Being such an avid long ranger, that's got to just get your skin crawling knowing that it's that good down there.
Yeah, and so close to the island. The water's just so beautiful and
it was flat calm. There was no breeze. You know. It was just an amazing, amazing day. One of the best days that I've seen in quite a while.
That's exciting. And within range of a 5-day trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like you say, like everything, fishing goes up and fishing goes down. But, I mean, leaving on any trip right now, even as short as that, I mean.
Brian came in on the American Angler the next day, and I know he had limits of yellowfin. I don't know how many wahoo he had, but he had a decent little number, especially for a 5-day trip. And by the way, day before yesterday, coming home, we got in yesterday morning.
Okay.
But the day before, I had 4 wahoo on a kelp at 68 miles.
68 miles.
That's correct.
How cool is that?
We got about 15 nice big Dorado off of it, and then we got and 4 wahoo. Let's see, 3 wahoo, and then we got another one on the troll near another kelp.
And with as exciting as that long range big fish fishing is, the fishing at home, just unbelievable still. That tuna it just doesn't stop. I know when I left the shop yesterday, I always go look at a whiteboard. There's a whiteboard always in the landing, and everybody's so excited, or we'll hear the dispatch radio go off, and it was just a common thing. Limits.
Right.
It almost gets to the point where you don't see what the number is. There's just
the Dorado that are coming with it are a nice size.
Sure,
Very nice size. So just amazing fishing. The one thing I'm anxious to get a report on is Jonathan Yamati was on the Endeavor, and he was at Cortez Bank. So I was trying to get a report this morning, but haven't heard anything, and anxious to see if that fish showed back up again, because I'm sure if it didn't yesterday, it's going to. But when I talked to him yesterday morning just after daylight, it was 5 knots of breeze, and so he had a good setup. So. Excited. That's where we're at.
Awesome. Well, certainly good fishing going on. And now, is this kind of the transitional type of year when we start to change from the shorter trips into the longer trips, or what is the Royal Polaris schedule going forward?
Well, right now we leave. We left yesterday on a 6-day, and then after that we have a 5-day, and then we have a 3-day. On October 3rd, I believe we leave on our 10-day Shimano trip.
Okay.
A little more report. The XL and the Shogun and Polaris Supreme got down to the rocks.
Oh, okay.
And they all had good wahoo fishing. Not any better than what we did.
Right.
But I believe Aaron in one day had 62 wahoo at the rocks.
Gosh, this is crazy.
And most of it on the drift, not trolling. And the day before, Drew on the Polaris Supreme had right at 50. And a couple days before that, I know the XL did quite well there. So the wahoo, for those guys wondering about wahoo in October, November, and December, I think we're going to see a repeat of last year. You're going to see some unbelievable wahoo fishing, because the guys that I have talked to have just can't believe how much wahoo is there at the rocks. So.
Well, what was so unique and exciting and fun about that crazy wahoo fishing last year is, in the past it's always been that if your timing was just right and a place hadn't been hit in a long time and you were the first boat to slide in there, you'd just cut that cream right off the top and have that great fishing. But boy, last year it seemed like it didn't matter.
Boat after boat.
One day to the next to the next.
And the best part was you didn't troll. You just drifted.
Just drive.
And you got 25 out of a drift.
That's so cool.
That's the fun part.
And Kathy, you can comment on this. Is there much more of an exciting just atmosphere on the boat when those things are going?
It's
everybody's
so much fun.
Casting and whining, and you hooked one and it came off, and the guy next to you came off, and you're ribbing your buddy because he's not whining fast enough,
or he is, and he lifts his rod, and you're like, no, just whine. No, it's crazy. It's high energy. It's really fun. You just got to keep your eye on the fish, because sometimes they jump in the boat, and you just got to keep your eye on it. Be really safe.
Yeah, the only thing that excites passengers more than albacore is wahoo.
I would think so. And they are just the most. They are certainly one of the most humbling fish a person can fish for too. It seems at times, no matter how quote unquote right you're doing it, they just come off.
I have had them, It's like they're a clown. They will take my jig. They will run all over. I think I got them for sure because I've been around the boat twice, and, they're coming to the boat. They come up to the boat. They look at me. They open their mouth, and they spit the jig out. It's never been in their hooked.
They're
just
holding
on to it. And they look right at me and go and open their mouth and just kind of dive away.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking line coming off the reel, back, forward, fighting the fish for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And just holding on to it the whole time.
Well, a lot of times, people don't notice, but a lot of times when you go to unhook your wahoo, and the passenger doesn't do it, obviously the crew member does, but the hook is coming in from the outside.
Sure.
It's not from the inside out. It's from the outside. So they grab that thing like a bone, and you've got to pull it through their mouth. And that's all there is to it. And if you don't get it through their mouth, they're going to spit it back at you.
And that's why
they are humbling. I mean, we had a couple of very good fishermen on this last trip that just couldn't get one. And it ended up, we made sure everybody on the boat got at least one wahoo. And so that was neat. And I know that Aaron on the Shogun made sure everybody got one wahoo. So you want to make sure everybody gets at least one.
And that's that part of it, that dogville thing. That's why yourself and the crew and all the buddies are always ribbing everybody to keep winding, and you got to pull that thing through to try and get a hook into them. That's exciting fish.
And the first time you fish for them, the first time I'll never forget the first trip I fished for them. I landed 3, I hooked 30. Yeah,
no kidding.
I came back with my tail between my legs, going, I have no idea how to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
And What is the thing, would you say, the most that has gotten you over that? Is it just that's the luck of wahoo fishing, or what have you changed in your game that has given you the better success that I'm sure you have now?
I started asking everyone I could that would tell me how to do it, and just dissected the whole event and figured out what I was doing wrong and corrected it. Because the second time out, I was 6 for 8.
However, I see it time again where you'll have a good fisherman, guy or gal that knows what they're doing, and will get 10 bites and not hook a 1. And the next day get 10 bites and hook 8. Okay? So the first time you start to think you're getting pretty good at this,
just wait.
Watch out, because you're going to
you're going to get humbled really quickly.
Yeah, they are. That's just the best word for it. They're humbling. They'll let you know.
You never, with the tuna, once you're on them and you're doing it for a while, you're like, okay, things can go wrong, but I feel pretty good about this. But a wahoo, you got one? I'm like, no, I don't have it till it's on the deck.
Right. But how cool is it that right now, today, on Sunday, we could be jumping on the Pacific Queen or the Tribute, or we could be going on a one-day boat tonight, or for that matter, the San Diego. I mean, they're around, they're everywhere, they're here. I
swear, you should have heard Booger crying the other day. I gave him such heat. I mean, my God, he was crying because he lost a $50 Marauder. The wahoo bit his Marauder off. And I told him, well, Booger, we'll take up a collection for you.
We'll see if we can pass it.
And then he was crying the next morning because he dumped $200 in the tackle store on wahoo gear. He said it was absolutely ridiculous. He said, I do not like this wahoo fishing.
It's a matter of time.
I don't know if you knew about Tim on the Premier, but Tim, usually trolls for Palas for yellowtail.
Sure.
Well, he lost 4 of them at the rock pile, all at one time.
You're talking the rock pile below the Coronado Islands.
That's right.
Three-quarter-day fishing.
They lost 3 of them. They hooked 1, and he bit that one off right next to the gap.
How cool is this? It's so exciting. Well, as you can hear, we just have a great show coming for you today. We're so excited to talk to you, and so much more to talk about. There's a ton going on. We're going to be having lots of fun. Very exciting to have Frank and Kathy in here. You want to talk about a couple people that have seen it and done it, and the information is just awesome, and I can't wait to do the show today, and we can't wait to hear from you. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup, we would love to have you join us this morning. There's 2 ways that you can reach us. The best right now, I'd say, is with our local phone number. They have 2 lines open. It's 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's the local number. Or you can reach us on the toll-free line, and there is one toll-free number open. That's 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. 1090, both your opportunities to get through. And not only do we talking all kinds of fishing, talking all kinds of fun, we have such a great prize for one lucky caller at the end of the show today, and that is a brand new pair of Maui Jim sunglasses. And it's a really cool pair. It's the long boards in a matte black frame, which is a very traditional fisherman-friendly, it's a kind of a little bit of a wrap, but not too aggressive. It has really good protection from the sun for your eyes as far as sun getting in the sides of them. It's the neutral gray lens. It's a really, really cool pair of glasses, and we really want to thank Maui Jim for allowing us to give away such an awesome pair of Maui Jims to a lucky caller at the end of the show. So again, if you want to get through, talk to Frank, talk to Kathy, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great stuff coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Bubba had a dream, Bubba had a wish. Get it all at Dana Landing in Mission Bay. It's truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing had you covered with several boats, including the new Blackjack, perfect for 2 to 4 anglers, and the Impulse that will carry up to 6 anglers in comfort and style. Dana Landing has a huge tackle shop with everything you need to go fish bay bass, tuna, or marlin, plus expert anglers on staff to help. They even have Mexican and California fishing licenses and reel repair. The deli at Dana Landing is a local's favorite with all the food, ice, and beverages you need. When it comes to freshwater tackle, East County Bait and Tackle is the spot for a great day on the lake. The ultimate in rods and reels, the latest freshwater lures and live bait. ECBT has a staff second to none when it comes to sharing their passion for fishing. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview in Lakeside, and Dana Landing is right across from SeaWorld next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check DanaLanding.com for more details. You've made the investment in a boat, and you know how important it is to take good care of it. That's why you need Monsoon Yacht Service. Mark and his staff specialize in taking care of your boat and making it look its best. No matter if it's on a trailer or in a slip, let Monsoon Yacht Service clean and polish your boat to make it look like new. Monsoon Yacht Service also does fiberglass and gel coat repair, custom rigging, and the best detailing you have ever seen. Be proud of your boat again with the help of Monsoon Yacht Service. 619-405-2176 or check monsoonyachtservice.com.
Have you ever imagined casting a fly or a lure on one of the most beautiful and productive rivers in Alaska? At Katmai Lodge, you can catch up to all 5 species of Pacific salmon: the king, sockeye, chump, pink, and silver salmon, along with rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, Dolly Varden, and other native stream fish. When anglers dream of trophy salmon and trout, the Alagnak River is their destination, and Katmai Lodge is the premier base camp. Being the original river-based lodge on the Alagnak gives the facility a leg up on the competition. Both experienced and novice anglers have rated Katmai Lodge and its knowledgeable guides as the best of the best. Katmai Lodge is remote, yet offers all the amenities of a first-class lodge. During your Alaska visit, you'll see amazing wildlife: brown bears, caribou, eagles, moose, otters, and much more. Schedule a day trip on their private de Havilland Otter Float Plane and visit the world-famous Brooks Falls. Book online at katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326. That's katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326 for the fishing adventure of a lifetime. It's big, it's comfortable, and she is beautiful. The state-of-the-art long-range sport fishing vessel, the Independence. Veteran captains Mark Paisano and Paul Strasser built this incredible 112-foot vessel with the most modern technology and luxurious comfort available. Captain Jeff DuBois has helped make the Independence a top-notch operation. Call Independence Sport Fishing at 619-226-6006 or check the availability on spring, summer, and fall trips now at IndependenceSportFishing.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Phones are getting packed up. Everybody's excited to talk to Frank, talk to Kathy. But before we do that, we're going to go live to the Pacific Queen right now. Captain Drew Card is on the line. What's up, Drew?
What's up, guys? How's it going this morning?
It's going very well. How's it going for you, Drew?
Oh, we're having Well, we're having probably the best week of fishing that we've had all year. We're on the second day of a 2-day. We had very good yellowfin tuna fishing and Dorado fishing yesterday. We had limits of yellowfin, limits of Dorado. We're fishing down below the border yesterday. Great fishing. It's just crazy how much fish is around. Pretty much everybody I talked to around in the fleet had a great day. I mean, there's just a lot of fish around. Earlier in the week, though, was pretty special. We spent the first couple trips out at the Cortez Bank. I ran one of them. We had just excellent yellowtail fishing, very good yellowfin fishing on that better grade yellowfin. I think the first trip we had like 120 of those better grade yellowtail.
Nice.
And a bunch of tuna to go with it. Captain Joe ran the second trip, and he had just probably an all-time trip, probably the best trip we've had all year. He had 184 of those better grade yellowfin tuna and a bunch of yellowtail, all in one drift. He stopped the boat at 10 in the morning, and they didn't pick up again until 5 in the afternoon. It was just, I was jonesing at home listening to him. I was just kicking myself that I was at home because it was such a good trip. And then we had another trip where we were able to go target that bluefin tuna up north. We had pretty good bluefin tuna fishing. We had excellent yellowtail fishing to go with it. So there's just so much fish around. Things they're not slowing down by any means. If anything, they're getting better. And like I said, this is the best week of fishing we've had all year. And yesterday was pretty incredible. We're looking at a little bit different water. We had some Dorado out here yesterday, so we're going to be fishing something a little different, but just really, really, really good fishing all around out here right now.
Wow, Drew, that is just incredible. And how cool that kind of variety, in 1 week to go from the big yellowfins and yellowtail, and then the good bluefin scores, and then crazy good kelp patty fishing with tuna and Dorado in the mix. It's cool to see the abundance of fish that's out there, and I'm with you. We start to get later in the year, and people start to, maybe think about being done, and the fishing has just gotten better and better and better, and I'd say you're right. We're in the best part of the season right now.
I think this, I'm sure, Frank could allude to this or probably knows what, thinks the same thing, but I think this fall is probably going to be, even better. I think the fishing is just starting to get better, and I think through the fall and probably all the way to Thanksgiving and maybe even later, we're going to have the best fishing that we've had this year. So, it's not the time to put away the rods by any means. We still haven't caught a wahoo yet, but we're hoping that'll happen soon. But it's just been just a crazy good year, and like I said, it's just getting better. And I think in the coming weeks we're just going to see better and better fishing, and there's a variety of places to fish right now, which is really cool. It's really a great setup for our 2.5 days. We got a bunch of those coming up, so just all around good setup. You can fish one place one day, fish another place another day, and try for something completely different, and it's really set up great here locally.
Man.
Yeah, I agree, Drew. I think we're going to have very good fishing all the way to December, maybe even January. Fabulous job, Drew. You do a sensational job on that boat.
Well, one other thing I wanted to mention before I go, we're probably about ready to post our schedule for the winter for January and February. And as you guys know, we had excellent yellowtail fishing down there last year to go along with our rockfish. And by the looks of it, I think it's going to be, probably the same thing going on this year. And so I just wanted to throw out to our passengers that like to fish with us in the winter when we're doing that sort of thing. Who knows? There's probably a good chance we're going to be fishing for, yellowfin and bluefin. But for those trips that we're fishing the coast next year, or for, this coming winter, just want everybody to know that they're going to need their passports. So there's no confusion when we post our call-in-net trips that everybody's going to need a passport so they can get on that trip to get their Mexican visa. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. It's just been, spectacular time out here. We've had a great week. The weather's been beautiful. We did have a little bit of wind, but it, really didn't affect us that much. And that's really all I got for you guys.
Man, great job, Drew. Excellent fishing. Thank you so much for keeping us up to date with what's going on the Queen. And I know it's been a very busy schedule for you, but you have any opportunities for us to come fishing here in the upcoming weeks on the Pacific Queen?
Yeah, I think we have a day and a half tonight, and we have a day and a half Tuesday night. And I know that they were filling up pretty quick. But I think there's probably still some room. So if anybody would like to get out with us, the number at Fisherman's Landing is 619-221-8500. You can also sign up directly on our website at pacific-queen.com. And like I said, October's starting to fill up. We got a lot of cool trips on the schedule. So if they want to come fishing with us, now's the time to sign up, and we'll get you out here on this great fishing.
Great job, Drew. Glad to hear you're having such a great trip. We'll look forward to hearing about another one hopefully next week.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, Drew, thanks a lot for the report. God, that gets me fired.
You know, Rick, I really want to make a comment about Drew on the Pacific Queen. Yeah. He is an excellent, excellent operator. He fishes hard, and he is a very good fisherman. I'm just so proud to have that boat at our landing. The guy is doing a sensational job, and I would highly recommend that boat to anyone.
I couldn't agree more. You know, we get the fortunate of getting to see guys in the morning when they're stoked they finished their trip and they dropped all their fish off with Sean and Rosie, and they come in to buy a T-shirt, and you hear it over and over and over. Just we greet guys Saturday morning. Hey, how's it going? How was your trip? And just over the top.
I guarantee you, Eddie McEwen would be damn proud of him.
That's pretty cool. Pretty darn good words. Yeah, I agree, man. I love fishing on that boat, and it's such a classic, cool fishing boat. There's so much. I love boats like that. There's so much rad fishing history that's come over the rail of that thing. Pretty darn cool. We're glad that fishing's going so good.
I remember when Ed was bringing that boat over from Hawaii.
Really?
Yep. Didn't even have a house on it.
So he brought it over from Hawaii without a house on it?
Yep. The engine room was just partially covered. It was
no way.
It was just a good hull that needed work. But yeah.
That's so cool.
Amazing.
Well, the phones are packed. I know everybody's excited to talk to you and Kathy, so let's just do that and jump into it, starting off with Don. He's calling us from Woodland Hills this morning. Don, thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hello, Don.
Well, looks like we might have lost Don there, so hopefully we can get him to climb back on the line there. But how about then we talk to Cliff, calling us from Lakewood. Hi, Cliff. Good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing great, Cliff. How are you?
Pretty good. Hey, I heard Kathy talk about pointing the rod and winding instead of lifting the rod and pumping. Is that for all species of fish, or is that just for the wahoo?
That's just the wahoo. Yeah, it's really important not to lift your rod, because if you drop your tip at all without tension in your line, the jig's going to fall right out of a wahoo's mouth. You want to keep constant pressure, so you just keep your rod pointed straight at him and just keep winding.
So having a bend in your rod won't keep constant pressure at all?
If you keep that, but if you pump it, then you're going to drop your tip, and it's going to go slack, and he's going to drop. You're going to lose him right there.
So the best is just keep it straight and just wind them, huh?
Yeah.
So what Kathy is saying works very well for a lot of people, but a lot of people want to get a bend in the rod, and that's okay. But when you drop your rod down, you have got to wind fast so that you don't give it any slack. And where you lose most of your wahoo in bringing them in is on the troll, because people have the tendency of dropping that tip too far, and that big heavy marauder just drops right out of their mouth. So it's just important. The most important thing is just to keep winding. If it becomes easy to wind, you're in real trouble. Okay. And that's what some of our good fishermen do. Kathy does it. She doesn't ever raise her rod. She just keeps winding. She doesn't see a reason to bend the rod. And we have other guys that do the same thing. They just keep grinding. There's no reason to bend your rod.
I'll tell you one place that I've seen a lot of wahoo come off is trying to put a rod into a rod belt.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Forget it.
That's where
you're going to lose it right there.
They all come off. You get focused on the back of the rod instead of the front of the rod, and you're looking down to make sure that it's in the cup. And those things, the mouth of a wahoo is they're all really hard bone. It's not easy to get a hook into those guys.
Absolutely.
And the pressure a lot of times is all that's doing it. The point of the hook might be into them, but it's not in the point past the barb where the barb is going to hold it. You're just kind of leading them along like a dog on a leash, and and then as soon as it goes slack, it's over.
One of the great things about long trips is that you can have time to sit back and watch, and you learn a lot. I've sat upstairs and watched people, and people don't wind to get their tip to drop. They drop their tip and then they wind, and they get slack and they lose their fish. And it can be a tuna, it can be a yellowtail, it could be anything. I watch more people think that they're winding and keeping it, tight, but they drop that rod. They lift it and then they drop it. 6 inches, and then they start to wind. Instead of lifting it and cranking and making it pull down.
Start winding before you make the.
You want to wind before you drop it.
That's great advice.
And you learn so much on these longer trips because you have time to not be at the rail all the time, and you can really pick up a lot watching other people.
Answer your questions for you, Cliff?
I sure did. Wondered why. I've been on that, and I've heard that before from other guys. Just keep a rod steady, just pump and just crank.
Just wind. And and there again is an importance of having a reel that makes a lot of torque. You want a reel where it's easy to wind with that, it's never easy, but it's easier. If you've got a reel that maybe is nice and high speed, but it doesn't have the power to wind through that, you're going to get that stalemate where you can't turn the handle, he's not coming. You want a reel that's nice and powerful where you can wind, you can keep winding through the bite. You can keep coming at him at you with just the reel handle rather than pumping the rod. Hey, great question, Cliff. Appreciate it, and awesome info, Kathy. That's killer. Hey, let's go to a place that I know both of you guys like an awful lot, and that's Rancho Leonero. We got John Ireland on the line right now. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Rick.
Johnny.
Frank, Kathy.
Good morning, John.
How are you guys?
We're great. How are you?
Missing the ranch is where we are.
We were talking about the ranch this morning, John.
Yeah, the ranch has been raining. We've had rain since last Thursday. On and off, light rain. It's not really tearing everything up, but it's beautiful down there this year. It rained a lot last year as well, and this year we've had as much rain as I can recall, really. And it's been the right kind of rain. It has been torrential and with related to any storms or anything. It's just rained a lot, and it's just green and beautiful. It's as jungly as you've ever seen it down. It's pretty nice.
Wow,
that's
cool.
And cool too. It's in the low 80s right now, are the highs. It's beautiful. It's beautiful right
What about the fishing, John?
The fishing's good. It's been consistent. It's not world record fishing. We're catching all the actions right off La Rivera, right off the front on the banks. And there's a good billfish bite like there's been all year. A lot of sailfish and a few striped marlin and blue and black marlin. Not much pressure on the marlin this week. Quite a few Dorado, more Dorado than we've had all year. No real size. A lot of schooling fish. Biggest was about 25 pounds. But the real story's been the yellowfin, and they've been right down on the second bank, right in front of La Rivera. All the fishing, gosh, no more than 15 minutes from the pier at the hotel. Everything's been really close, which is nice for us. And the boats are coming in by 1 o'clock because they don't want to spoil the tuna. A lot of yellowfin, football size mostly, mixed with skipjack. Some will go to about 15 pounds, but literally as many as you want of those. What we've seen this year is a lot of people are using the super pongas and fishing down deep inside as much as 300 feet depth and picking up a lot of fish. They're picking up yellowtail. On a daily basis, 20 to 35 pound yellowtail. Consistently what they're doing is they're dropping down and picking up some Sierra and Spanish Max, and using those as bait further down and picking up some nice fish. They're picking up big jacks, grouper, a lot of big pargo and yellowtail in 200 to 300 feet of water. So we're seeing a lot of that. David Nielsen, one of Jack's son, and Clayton, Jack's grandson, were out yesterday and picked up some nice jacks. They were out on Genren and fishing the banks down on the bottom. So real good bottom fishing. We're seeing more of that this year. People are showing a lot more interest in fishing down a little bit deeper and bait fishing more than they have going out in the blue water. But the fishing's been real good, real consistent. Rooster fish have been not good fish in the last couple of weeks with the warmer water. The water's been about 86 degrees, which is a couple of degrees cooler than it was, about 2.5 degrees cooler than it was a couple months ago. So it's been an interesting year, it really has. But real good, consistent fishing, but not real quality fish, to be honest.
But sound like certainly plenty of action, John, and a lot of fun, and very tropical sounding at the ranch. I can't wait to come down and check out the ranch in a couple of weeks, and sounds like you're calling us from a jungle right now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's really jungle. You'll be shocked when you come down in a couple of weeks and see it. We're looking forward to seeing Frank and Kathy again one of these days, too.
It's going to be soon. I'm going to be calling you soon, John.
Okay, buddy.
Hey, John, appreciate it. Great report. As always, as you always do, you tell it good, bad, and different, and I love it when John considers it slow fishing after giving a report like that.
Well,
that's what tells
really
you about the ranch,
fishing.
Fish after fish and all these different spots and all these different things, and he finishes, so it's kind of slow. You're slow fishing, I'll take any time, buddy. If somebody wants to come down and enjoy one of the most favorite spots in the whole world, John, how do we find you at Rancho Leonero?
Thanks, Rick. 646-2252 or Rancho Leonero. FlyingArrow.com.
Awesome. Can't recommend it enough, John. Appreciate a great report as always, and we'll talk to you next week.
Nice talking to you.
You know, Rick, it was really funny. This last trip, these people were all, what about some wahoo this trip? Are we going to go to the rocks? What about tuna? But nobody said a word about yellowtail. Not a word, because everybody's spoiled, right? The first day that I fished canoas, and we had limits of yellowtail, 20 to 30 pounds. And, it was just amazing. I've never seen people have so much fun. Wow. They were just so into it all of a sudden. And, it's amazing. People are getting a little spoiled on this good yellowtail fishing, but they're forgetting, number one, how much fun it is. Number two, how hard they pull. And number three, they're delicious. I mean, it's mine and Kathy's favorite fish to eat.
I'm right there with you.
And it holds so well. I mean, it's just
you vacuum pack it. It's good for a year.
Yeah, it's just like you caught it yesterday.
It grills awesome. It's very mild, but it still has flavor. The flavor's not not off-putting to anybody. It's not a fishy flavor. It's just it's yellowtail. I'm with you. I love it.
You can mess it up and overcook it, and it's still moist and beautiful.
How true is that?
Yeah, it's a good fish for people to learn on because they can make a mistake and it's still really edible and really good. You
can catch them all kinds of ways. They bite the jig so good, and when they stop you on that yo-yo line, when you're flying across the handle and your hand it just comes to that stop. It's the best.
Another thing that's amazing, though, is Tim brought this subject up. But first of all, there's nothing better, in my opinion, than getting them on the surface iron. I'm sure you agree. But, people really enjoy dropper looping.
You're right.
I can't believe how much they enjoy it. I mean, they were going at it with, you could have caught them dropper loop, a sliding sinker, fly line, surface iron, whatever you wanted to, but I would say 75% of our people were using the dropper loop because they were enjoying that the most.
That's cool. And what nice grade, too.
Oh, it's gorgeous grade.
That's
gorgeous. It's so pretty.
That's
so
awesome.
Good.
Can't wait. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. The phones are absolutely packed solid. Tons more of your phone calls. We got catch reports coming up, all kinds of great info. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Do you like to fish? Have you ever seen the Eastern Sierra in the fall? Bishop has long been a great place to trout fish and experience the beauty of California's magnificent mountains. The Southwest Council Federation of Fly Fishers will be hosting the only on-the-water fly fishing fair in the western United States Friday, October 16th through Sunday, October 18th. Even if you have never fly fished before, everybody's invited. Best of all, you are just minutes away from fishable waters. There will be an exciting array of 80 seminars, events, and classes for beginner and experienced anglers. You can learn about fly tying, casting, and specific on-stream techniques. Get a first-hand look at local hotspots in Bishop with some of the area's top guides. Entry is just $15 for all 3 days, and you can register online now and secure the events that appeal to you at southwestcouncilfff.org. It's fun for the whole family, so make plans now. October 16th to the 18th. Check the website for lodging information, southwestcouncilfff.org.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
Hey, it's time to talk about great products from Shimano. And while we're talking about wahoo fishing and the importance of good reels, and we're talking about torque, that's it. You know, not all reels are created equal. And one of the major things that Shimano does is their HEG gears. They call it high-efficiency gearing. And what that is it's a gear that's physically easier to turn the handle than other reels. And Frank and wahoo fishing, a good, powerful reel is so important. And does anybody do it better than Shimano?
No, I can't say they do.
It's
just Shimano's a fabulous product, and their research is always great. They're always up at the top of the field. Their products are sensational.
And I know that they spend a lot of time on the Royal Polaris making sure that they get that way. You know, they spend a lot of time. One thing that a lot of people probably don't know is those reels, before they hit the shelf, they spend a lot of time on boats like yours, making sure that they're right before they make it to a customer.
Excellent.
That's it.
No
Hey,
doubt
that's
about
Shimano. For more information, check out your local tackle store or check out Shimano.com.
If you've heard the advice Scott Sherman from Fifth Avenue Insurance has given anglers over the past couple of years, you know there is much more to your boat insurance than just a low rate. Well, Fifth Avenue Insurance can not only find you the lowest rates on your boat insurance, they also make sure the coverage you get meets all your needs. What if you had an accident with the boat and found out you didn't have proper coverage? Well, that just won't happen when you insure with Fifth Avenue Insurance. Call them for advice on your current boat policy or any of your insurance needs. Fifth Avenue Insurance, 619-640-3130, or check the number 5 THAVEINS.com.
Alaska is one of the ultimate fishing destinations in the world. This is Rock Cod Rick, and every year the one trip I look forward to is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. My dad and I have been going for over 15 years, and I just can't wait to go again. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, the finest fishing charter captains in all of Sitka, and the ultimate value. Sure, I've been to others, but time and time again, nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. You can catch huge halibut like the ones we do almost every year, and salmon, well, Sitka is famous for some of the best runs in Alaska. We also get plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. And listen to this, it's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except the tips. It's truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Come and join me on the Let's Talk Hookup trip in June, or just go when you can. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Aztecs.
He's gone. Touchdown. Aztecs.
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Frank and Kathy here, talking fishing, talking fun, and we have got so much going on. Phone lines are packed. We're going to jump right into them, starting off with our good buddy Dave Dolan's on the line. What's up, Dave?
Hey, guys. I know it's really exciting listening to all that tuna talk, but I got a little change of pace for you here.
All right.
My wife and I, we're in our second of 3 weeks we're spending up here in the eastern Sierras. We're in our RV, and we're using the Mammoth Lakes as a base camp, and all I got to say is what a gem we have in our own backyard right here. Fall colors are changing. We even had a little weather came through this last week, and it was Wednesday morning. We woke up and had snow on the high peaks up above us. I know with that heat wave you're having down in Southern California, the snow probably sounds kind of refreshing. But anyhow, I want to tell everybody there's plenty of water up here. You know, if you're a stream fisherman, that might be a little bit tough, but the Mammoth Lakes, all the lakes in the basin, they're full of water. I've hiked up to some high lakes, 10, 11,000 foot level. They've got plenty of water. And the nice thing is they're full of fish, and I think this cool weather has just really set off the bite up here, too.
That's awesome. It's like you're fishing in an air conditioning, Dave. What's been your favorite lake of your trip?
Well, actually, we're camped right at the Lake Mary, so it's just a short walk to get down there and get my float tube. But I love the variety up here. I've hiked up to some high lakes. I even caught some golden trout up there, and there's just so many of them. Like I said, it's a little tough on stream fishing, but the basin, you've got your choice of about 5 lakes up there or all that high country you can hike up to also.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. And how nice to have great weather and good water and good biting fish. Well, great report, Dave. You're right, a little change of pace, but boy, with the summertime heat, sounds like not a bad change at all. I'm glad you guys are having so much fun up there.
Oh, yeah, it's a great place to be, and it's just right in our own backyard, too.
Awesome. Love Mammoth for sure, and what a great time to be there, Dave. Great report. We appreciate you kind of adding that to the show. Different flavor. Not very nice. Glad you guys are having fun.
Okay.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot for the phone call and little report there. Well, with that report, it's time for a Catch Report. We're going to find out what's biting up and down the beach right now. Today, the Catch Report sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Hey, great fishing means it's time to call Fisherman's Processing. And if you're on a private boat, call them the day before you go to help make arrangements with your fish. You can drop your fish directly to their dock, or you can go to their Liberty Station facility. You can friend them on Facebook at Fisherman's Processing, or for more details, check fishermansprocessing.com. And what a busy group of guys they are right now. I know I went by the facility yesterday afternoon, and it doesn't seem to matter if there's one boat or 10 boats like there were yesterday. They just, I mean, Frank, that's family down there. They just make it happen.
They do.
They are
if there aren't a lot of boats, they're busy doing jerky. They're busy doing smoke. They're busy doing their tuna burgers. They're just always busy.
I saw Sean the other day, and I had to pull him aside and tell him, because I wanted to make sure that he heard it from me and not on the radio, not thinking it was any kind of spiff. I am the biggest fan of those new tuna burgers. I love them. For somebody like me that's slightly lame in the kitchen, it's a very cool thing. It's very easy to do, and it's very easy to put your own little twist on the Fisherman's Processing tuna burger, and they're killer. I mean, they do such a good job of making an easy-to-use product. So I really want to recommend, especially if you're a guy that's like me that's ever so slightly lame, but want to make a cool meal for everybody, it's just easy to grill up, and it's easy to put your own little twist, Ortega chili peppers and some other things on the batty.
Not to mention how healthy it is.
Absolutely it is. And so filling, too. That's the thing we joke. We're cooking for a bunch of guys watching the football game, and nobody can take down more than 1.5. That's still been the record at best. They're awesome. So I highly recommend trying those tuna burgers. But, hey, with that, it's time to find out what's biting out there. And I know that it's biting up at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. And that's where we're going to start off our Catch Sport with our man, Captain Brian Woolley's on the line. What's up, Woolley?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing great. How's things up Dana Wharf?
Good. Gosh, man, another one of those crazy weeks up here. It's like it seems like each week there's, some little weird thing that happens up here for sure. That 2 wahoo that the Helena had the other day, just a few miles off the point, certainly was one of those good happenings for us this week. And then the Clemente catching a short-billed spearfish the other day as well. I think they caught that on Friday. Talking with Don, he doesn't even, that is the first one that's ever been caught, so it's just crazy stuff here out of the landing for sure. But, off the beach is really good yellowfin fishing still continues. Primarily we're seeing the fish on the kelps. A couple open water jig strikes, getting the fish to come to the boat, but for the most part, it's been all about finding that magic kelp. And, try to keep track of a couple of them that have been good for us during the week. It's been all about just relocating it or finding another similar one in, kind of the same zone. Smaller grade of fish for sure, but there's still some of that 15 to 25-pound yellowfin around as well. But those little guys, they've been hungry and biting full speed, and when they want it, they're coming right to the corner. So kelps out here as well, inundated with that small yellowtail, so a little bit of that going in the bags too, kind of in between tuna stops. And, just phenomenal fishing, the stuff along the beach. The calico bass fishing can't get any better. You mix in some real good bonito fishing with that and, a few yellowtail, and it just makes for a really, really good half day. Good to get the kids on something like that just because everything's biting. They don't get bored. They have a good time as well. So, we're hoping for another phenomenal week up here. Nothing looks like it's going to change. The water's still a good 73 to 75.5. Calm. It's been really good. So we're hoping to keep tabs on it all week, and we have boats out there every day. So if you guys want to hop on a trip with us, for sure, call the landing, make a reservation. Number there is 949-496-5794. You can check us out on the web, of course, at danawharf.com. And then if you want to save a few bucks on a local half-day trip or something like that, you can link us right there through the Let's Talk Hookup webpage, and that'll take you over. You can save a few bucks on one of those local trips.
Willie, I don't know how a report from Dana Wharf could be better than that. Epic bass fishing, bonita fishing, half day, mix of yellows on the half day, great offshore fishing, dorados and yellows and tuna on local trips. It's just awesome. So stoked to hear things are continuing to go so good up at Dana Wharf.
We're liking it, and it's just good. You get on any boat, you have a legitimate chance of, you're bringing something home for sure.
I love it.
Like you're lame in the kitchen, right? If you're blowing it on the boat, then you might have a chance, but there's opportunities there.
That's cool, Willie. So. Great report as always, man. We sure appreciate it. One more time, shoot us a phone number if somebody wants to call you guys go fishing.
Cool. Thanks, Rick. The number, guys, at the landing is 949-496-5794.
Right on, Willie. Great report. Appreciate it. Glad to see you're having such great success, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
Sounds good. Thanks.
I appreciate that. Now let's hit the surf zone. Our surf guru, Gundy Gunderson's on the line. What's up, Gundy?
Hey, Rock On, Frank. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good morning, Gundy.
Hey, we got more interesting stuff. It's just another good week. Actually, a problematic too warm of water on the beach, which is something we don't see much. But the guys up there in L.A. Harbor were saying there were some areas where it was pushing 80 degrees inside the bay there. So kind of knocked down the Corvina fishing. But again, the pier bite is this is just amazing stuff, it's been the bright spot really. Outside the surf line's been better than inside the surf line. A couple more yellowtail taken off the wall. in Santa Barbara off the sand spit at the mouth of the harbor up there. Bonita, small yellowtail off the Malibu Redondo Piers. Some yellowtail were taken off the rocks at Palos Verdes, Seal Beach, San Clemente Pier, Huntington, Balboa, Newport, all at one time or another holding yellowtail. And I got word yesterday about a 44-pound yellowtail caught off the rocks of Mission Bay there. We're looking for a photograph or more information, but that would be phenomenal. Phenomenal. 44-pound fish. One of our regulars, Snooky, fishes the Balboa Pier every week, and she emailed me that one of their meetings this past week, they had a gentleman caught at the end of the pier a 22-inch bonita, a 6-pound striped bass the gentleman caught off the north side of the pier. Guy on the south side of the pier caught a bonefish on a dead anchovy. She said everyone on the pier was catching 14 to 16-inch halibut. She had a 36-inch barracuda she lost the gap, and she tried to make bigger bait for a halibut, and she was getting 3-inch barracuda on the sabiki rig. So if that doesn't sound like the circus to you, Rock, that's you got a pier kind of is like a dipstick that sticks right out into the ocean, so you get a good gauge of what's going on in the beach, in the surf, outside the surf line, in the sand and the reef, and even pelagics at the end of the pier. So piers are a fantastic way to kind of get a gauge what's going on. And judging from that group of fish, that's just the kind of year we're having. Really interesting stuff.
Man, Gundy, sounds like super good fishing to be had. And how crazy is that, a 44-pound yellowtail off the rocks? Kathy and Frank and I were talking about that during the break there. Just, it's crazy what's going on in the surf zone right now.
It is. It's absolutely. And, if you're a surf fisherman, I mean, this is time when your ears are wiggling.
That's
it's amazing stuff.
Right on, Gundy. Well, a great report as always. Sure appreciate it. Thanks for keeping us up to date, and we'll look forward to talking to you here real soon.
Great show, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Gundy. Appreciate that. Well, that's going to wrap up our catch report today. Phone lines are absolutely packed. Let's jump right back into them and talk to Joe. He's calling us from Whittier this morning. Hi, Joe. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Frank, I'm on that 10-day Shimano trip coming up October 3rd.
Good deal,
Nice.
Joe. We look forward to having you on the boat.
I'm curious, what's about the biggest thing we're going to see?
Oh, Joe, that's really hard to say. I do know that I heard day before yesterday there's some 100-kilo fish
That'll work.
that are showing down toward the area where Lusitania Bank and that area. So it's really hard to say. It could be that the biggest fish you're going to catch is a wahoo, 50 to 60 pounds. It could be that you'll get into some tuna that are 100 to 250 pounds. It's just, it could be all over the board. It could be your largest fish of the trip will be 50 to 60. It could be 250. I just couldn't predict that.
If you were going on a trip, like Joe is, a 10-day trip that certainly has the ability to go to fish all those lower banks.
30, 40, 50, 60, and 100.
Yeah, and you'd bring heavy gear on that trip.
Right.
Yep.
You could actually skip the 80, because if you're going to end up fishing that big tuna, you don't want to use 80. You want to fish 100. But, you've got to have at least those 5 outfits.
Now, what if we're new to the fishing? Does somebody necessarily need to go in? A 100-pound rig is not it's not a cheap rig to buy.
All you have to do is when you make your reservation, I'm sure all the long-range boats are doing it. I know we do it on the Shogun and the RP. If you just let us know that you're going to need a complete set of tackle, we'll have everything ready for you.
Regardless.
Okay? And we just charge for the line. Yes, go ahead.
I did that. I asked for a tackle pack. I'm already signed up with Fisherman's Processing, too.
There you
So
go.
I'm ready.
You're ready to go,
Ready
Joe.
to go. All we got to do is find you a bunch of fish. And Jonathan Yamati runs that trip, and he's been hotter than all get out. So you'll enjoy him as a skipper, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy our crew.
I'm not the greatest fisherman, but I sure try hard.
That's all. That's all you need to do, and just enjoy yourself, and you'll have a great vacation.
Joe, appreciate the phone call very much. We look forward to hearing a report when you come back from that great one. One thing I want to say real quick about Jonathan Yamati, something that I always love to hear about. You want to talk? You can always tell if a guy is crazed about fishing when. if you work on the Royal Polaris, it's not like days off come every day. You know, it's clearly you guys work a very strenuous schedule, and you work hard, and you have to love what you do.
He's Iron Man.
You always know
Iron Man.
You always know somebody's hardcore when I'm sure he came off of a long stretch on the boat, and all he said this morning was, well, he's running a trip to the Cortez right now on another boat. So
that's right.
You know if the guy's day off, if he, you know, this is his only time to relax, probably for another long stretch, and he's running another boat to go catch more fish.
And I asked him the other day, you know, when he gets off the RP, are you willing to run a trip on the Shogun if Aaron needs a trip off? He said, sure.
Iron Man's a pretty good call.
And Jonathan's just, you know, he is the complete package of sport fishing. He gets it all. He really is.
Great with the passengers, great with the fishing, sure, killer with the machinery.
Smart.
That's a nice guy to have on the team.
That's the best way to describe John. Smart, and just on it.
Pretty darn cool.
Great leader. Leads by example.
That's great. Hey, Joe, appreciate the phone call very much. Looking forward to hearing your report when you get back. And, hey, when we come back, we got another full hour of Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including a big block of your phone calls. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Call me up. Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 18 stores throughout Southern California and 3 in San Diego County. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest. What a tuna and yellowtail season last year. Many say the best in 30 years. Could this season be even better? Don't be caught without the right gear. Now is the time to stock up on the trolling lure that proved to be the best. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Magnum runs perfect right out of the box. They all have extreme action and a controlled deep diving aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. The X-Rap Magnum by Rapala can be trolled at high speeds without rolling or kicking out at depths to 15 feet. Bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum is the ultimate trolling lure for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. With a textured translucent body, internal holographic foil, and 3D holographic eye, X-Rap Magnums are irresistible to saltwater game fish. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size and start catching more fish. See the entire line at Rapala.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh, rush!
San Diego's sports leader, the Mighty 1090.
Information is the key to success, and inside information is even better. When it comes to fishing, inside information is critical, and that's what FishDope.com delivers. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and save fuel. FishDope.com is the only SST service with a satellite oceanographic PhD on board. The only fish finding service with a spotter plane. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com boasts the largest code group anywhere, covering sport boats, commercial boats, and private boaters. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. What I'm telling you is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, good luck. Membership costs less than 40 gallons of gas for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, stay tuned for the special code to save $20 on a FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Fisherman's Landing has been the choice of sport fishing anglers for decades, with the largest fleet of long-range boats worldwide, complemented by Southern California's finest charter and open party fleet. Now is the time to book your long-range trips and charters, plus half-day trips aboard the Dolphin. Go to fishermanslanding.com and see trip availability, and even book your trip online. Stop by or call Fisherman's Landing in San Diego and book now at fishermanslanding.com.
The summer fishing season this year was nothing short of incredible, and everyone I talked to is expecting continued success well into the fall season. Your San Diego County Ford dealers are having a remarkable summer too, with no sign of slowing down. They continue to hook people up with a great selection of models that offer outstanding MPG and advanced technology, like the fun-to-drive Focus and the popular Fusion, available as a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. Ford also has an impressive list of SUVs, like Escape, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition. Well, no matter what you need, Ford has an SUV for you. And for serious fishermen that have boats to haul and gear to move, you can't beat the Ford F-150. It's not only stronger than ever, it's 700 pounds lighter, so it's faster and more efficient. Bottom line, Ford cars and trucks and SUVs are built for San Diego. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.